Hello students, welcome to the second session of the poetry. Today we'll be discussing the poem Daffodils written by William Wordsworth, which is a very famous nature poem, and Wordsworth is known as a nature poet. As we all know, in this poem, the poet brings home the idea that nature is a source of eternal joy. Nature is full of beauty that captivates us all the time. So moving towards the first stanza of the poem, look at the first two lines. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills. The poet over here has compared himself to the clouds. As we can see, I wandered lonely as a cloud. So what the poet is trying to convey over here, that he is feeling lonely just like the clouds which floats, where it floats over the high valleys and hills. Vales here stands for valleys. As we know that the clouds has no aim, they move aimlessly here and there, or just we can say that they flies or floats in the sky. Similarly, the poet has no aim and he is feeling lonely. So the sad mood of the poet is conveyed over here in the first two lines. Next line. When all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. In the third line, the poet says that suddenly, when all at once, it means suddenly at once, what did he see? He saw a crowd. Crowd means group of. A host, again the meaning is similar. And a group of what? Golden colored, that is yellow colored, bell-shaped flowers, which are daffodils. By the usage of the word crowd and a host over here, the poet is trying to personify the golden daffodils. Personification means he is trying to give the humanistic qualities or the characters to the flowers, that is golden color daffodils. Next two lines. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Again in the last line, by using the word fluttering and dancing, the poet is trying to personify or making the use of personification over here. So see, beside the lake, it means by the side of the lake. Beneath the trees, under the trees, what did he see? He saw that the golden daffodils were fluttering and dancing in the breeze. They were not actually dancing, but it seems to the poet as if they are dancing. Breeze is the wind over here. So with the wind, the flowers, they are moving here and there, and it appears to be dancing to the poet. Now, moving to the second stanza of the poem, look at the first two lines. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. Here, the poet is comparing the daffodils to the stars. Usage of simile is here. Simile is the direct comparison, and we come to know about it as the word as is used over here. So the poet is comparing the beauty of the daffodils to what? To the stars which shine continuously. And where these stars shine or twinkle? In the Milky Way galaxy. So what is Milky Way galaxy? The galaxy made up of shining stars or a band of shining stars, right? Then in the next line, they stretched in never-ending line. See, once again the poet is stressing upon the number of stars, right? He has used the word stretched over here in the first line as he has used the word continuous. So they stretched here means that they are spread from one end to the other end wherever the poet sight could go, right? In a never ending line. Never ending means something which never comes to an end, or there was a large number of daffodils. And where? Along the margin of a bay, by the side of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Once again in the last line, the poet has used the word sprightly dance as he did in the first stanza also. He used the words fluttering and dancing. So here the meaning of sprightly is lively or energetically. Tossing move means moving from one side to the other. Now see, tossing their heads, the usage of word heads. Flowers are not having any sort of head, right? So once again, personification is used over here. By using this word, poet is trying to give the humanistic qualities to the flowers. And by the word 10,000, see, poet cannot count such a large number in a one go. He is just referring to it, or he is just making an assumption that the number of flowers is very huge, or it has spread in a large area. So this way, once again, the poet talks about the beauty of the golden colored daffodils. Further, moving to the third stanza of the poem, poet further describes the beauty of the golden colored daffodils. Look at the first two lines. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. Here, the meaning of glee is happiness, joy. Outdid means to surpass, to excel. So the waves beside them here refers to the golden colored daffodils, or the group of golden colored daffodils. So the waves beside the golden colored daffodils appears to be dancing because the wind is blowing. So as the wind is blowing, the water waves seems to be dancing. But they outdid. They here once again refers to daffodil flowers. But the daffodil flowers, they excelled the dance of waves, right? They were in happy mood. Next line, a poet could not but be gay. Gay means happy. So a poet could not help himself, but he could only be happy after looking at those beautiful flowers dancing and tossing their heads, right? In such a jocund company. So here the word jocund refers to happiness. Repeatedly, poet has used various words or vocabulary which refers to the happiness of the poet or the daffodils. So overall, the poet here wants to tell us that nature always gives happiness to the man. Next line, I gazed and gazed. Both the words are same. Spelling error is there in the first word. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. See, the word gazed is repeated here. So the poet is saying that I looked and looked He was captivated by the beauty of the yellow colored daffodils, right? But little thought he could not help himself, right? He cannot think anything else, but he could only see the wealth of what? Of the happiness, joy, which this sight, the show means this sight, beautiful sight of golden colored daffodils had brought to the poet. Maybe he is not aware of the wealth which he has received by the nature or by this beautiful sight, but later on in the next stanza, in the fourth stanza, he will shift his perspective to the future, and then he will realize that how wealthy the sight was to him, as it helped him to come out of his sadness. So moving to the fourth stanza, see the first two lines. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, what is the bliss of solitude. Here, the poet has transferred himself or taken us into the future. And what he is telling us, for oft means often. Often whenever he is free and he lies on his couch. Couch means bed. In vacant or in pensive mood. Both the things are almost similar. Vacant means when he is free, he is not doing anything. Pensive again means same, or it may refers to the sadness. Or so when he is free, he is not doing anything, he is not thinking about anything, he is in a sad mood. So whenever he lies in his couch, then what happens? They flash. They means the sight of beautiful golden daffodils. They just flash upon that inward eye. Inward eye means the soul of the poet, which is the bliss of solitude. Bliss means blessing. So that scene is the blessing for the poet in solitude, means loneliness. When he is alone, he is sad. Nobody is there around him. Next two lines, and then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. So at that time, when he recalled the beautiful sight of golden daffodils, his heart, his soul fills with pleasure, with happiness, and he starts dancing with the daffodils in his imagination. So all his sadness is taken away by that beautiful scene of golden colored daffodils. So daffodils has the capacity to make him calm and happy in his melancholy or ideal mood. So here with this we end with our explanation. If you people have any doubt, you can ask me for your queries or go through your workbook, the points which are given just before the question answers. I hope you all will follow the instructions. Thank you, everyone.